This video is brought to you by my generous backers over on Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel and get cool perks like access to the Discord, seeing the videos a week before anyone else, or exclusive Patreon only gameplays, then feel free to check out my Patreon. The link's in the description below. Lazav the Multifarious versus Keranos God of Storms, and I've just played against this player and know that they are a very competitive player, so we have to make sure that we can bring a good deck to actually compete with them. We also know that they've got, or I think they've got Blood Moon. I haven't actually seen it. Of course, they've got the fast mana on turn 1. We just have to lead off with a Watery Grave, so we're already about 3 turns behind on our opponent. If they get into a mountain here, they can go straight into their commander. But they do not. They just have the double blue, unless they... Okay, they're going in for Bribery. I don't think they can really do anything with a Bribery, because it's all combo pieces. We'll soon find out if there's anything that we've got that we're worried about. Okay, they go for a Dark Confidant for the card draw. Let's go for a Buried Alive here while we can, because we might have our black mana switched off. Then again, if we have our black mana switched off, then we might... Yeah, we might not be able to cast Lazav. Which order do we want to do it in? Oh well, it's too late now. We played the land, so we have to go for Buried Alive. And let's try and assemble the Necrotic Ooze combo. Phyrexian Devourer, Necrotic Ooze, and Triskelion. And now it's just a case of hoping that our opponent doesn't get into red mana. I think they have to reveal with Dark Confidant. They've got a Mana War. That might be a pain. With Lazav, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see about that. Our opponent did get into the red mana, by the way. And now they've got Phyrexian Revoker. That's not good. They had that last game as well. So that actually switches off our entire deck pretty much. Yeah, they had the Mana Vault and the Phyrexian Revoker last game as well, so that's pretty good going for our opponent. So in that case, I think it's... Well, we gain our opponent cards with a Windfall. Let's just play Lazav anyway, in the hope that we can get into an answer for the Phyrexian Revoker. It's going to be difficult against a... we'll put that in the graveyard. Yeah, it's going to be difficult because we're in Dimir, but we cleared a land off the top there at least. You can't block the Gingerbrute because you don't have haste, so let's swing in with that. And our opponent gets a Sting Scourger, so they can bounce a creature with that. And they had that last game as well. It's funny, the shuffler on Modo is a bit weird, and you end up drawing into the same cards over and over again sometimes, and never drawing into a handful of other cards. Okay, bouncing our Lazav just allows us to dig more cards deeper. I think it's worth holding back the Gingerbrute actually, so that we can... Okay, there's Crucible of Worlds, that's not the worst. Yeah, so we'll play Crucible. Play an Island from the bin. And then go in for Lazav again. See what's on top. That is Tunnel Vision. Can we do anything with Tunnel Vision? I mean, we'll just leave it on top and hold back the Gingerbrute. Our opponent can bounce Lazav again. And there's the Keranos, so we might have difficulty leaving Lazav out of the command zone. Okay, Tunnel Vision. I don't think there's a combo that we can go for without Lazav, to be honest. Tunnel Vision is choose a card name, we reveal cards and mill, and then I put the card with the chosen name on top of the library. Yeah, okay, so we can actually sort of tutor for something there. And I think we go for some kind of reanimate on the Necrotic Ooze. Let me just make sure we've actually got Animate Dead in the deck. We actually don't, surprisingly. We do have Reanimate though, I think we'll have to go for that. Yeah, don't have Animate Dead, that's surprising. So we'll go like that instead. And we go down to 6 cards in the library. Well, ought to have a combo or 2 in the graveyard then. Now we'll lose 4 life when we go for Reanimate onto Necrotic Ooze. We'll lose, yeah, I think we're okay. We should be able to counter a counterspell from our opponent. We'll just hold everything back here. Our opponent gets into, yeah, they've got a lot of bounce. They, again, got into the Riftwing Cloudskate. Oh, and another one they got into, Goblin Settler, which actually would mess us up if it wasn't for the Crucible of Worlds. I'm just hoping that we keep that because we really need black mana. Anyway, there is Keranos bolting, our commander. 1 damage from the Mana Vault. Now, are they going to go after our black mana? I mean, we could go for Windfall. We actually draw too many cards on a Windfall, I think. It depends on what our opponent does. Yeah, it'd be Windfall, hopefully into another land, and then just Reanimate and keep our fingers crossed, because we wouldn't have the mana for Disallow if our opponent goes after our land, which I bet they will. Improbable Alliance. Whenever you draw your second card, you make a fairy. Okay. They've still got the mana for that Settler. Okay, going for Riftwing Cloudskate into the Exile Zone. So we've got a few things to keep track of here. And then they swing in with everything. Do we want to block? I mean, I don't see why we don't block here. Let's just get rid of that while we've got the chance. Nether Traitor triggers in our graveyard. We don't have the mana for it. So thankfully they didn't go after our black mana there. I'm going to play a Swamp while we've got the chance. Then we play Reanimate onto Necrotic Ooze, which we put in with the Buried Alive previously. And now we've got the combo without our commander. What do we do here? We exile. Oh, actually, we don't have enough cards to do the combo, do we? Yeah, I don't think we do. Well, we'll soon find out. We might get lucky. Well, that was a land by the looks of it. Another land, yeah. Not our game. Another land, excellent. And then just 1 counter. I think we've actually got Laboratory Maniac in the deck, haven't we? So Labman into Windfall would have been better. How much stuff can we play here? Let's go for the Fate Stitcher and the Gravecrawler. Then we'll go Dread Return. Yeah, we have absolutely no right to win this, so if we do, I apologise to my opponent. Laboratory Maniac gets reanimated. We sack these. Can Fate Stitcher actually untap a land? Yeah, probably should have done that first. Oh well. I've completely screwed up my plays this game anyway, or at least in this turn. Got Tunnel Vision with the combo, and we actually need cards in the library to go for the combo. I didn't think of that until it was too late. But anyway, we can try and go for this. Labman into Windfall. We will draw 4 cards there, and there we go. Alright. So, just about managing to win there. Yeah, I totally goofed there. I was looking for the combo with Necropotence. For any of you who haven't seen that, it is exile the top card of your library with the Phyrexian Devourer ability, and you get plus counters equal to the CMC of the exiled card. Then take the counters off with Triskelion and deal damage to your opponent. And you can do that for as long as you've got cards in your library, which is usually enough cards in your library to win the game. But I just did not account for the fact that I only had 6 cards left, which was a massive mistake on my part. Luckily, we've got a few cards that we can play from the bin. Fate Stitcher is in here as part of another combo, but that just so happens to be a zombie. So we play that out, then we can play the Grave Crawler, and then we have 3 cards for the Dread Return, which brings back Labman, and it just so happened that we could draw into an empty library. So that was a much more fair matchup this time around. Got absolutely battered by this opponent last time, and despite having our commander switched off, and despite me making a big error in going for the wrong combo there, we managed to cobble together a victory anyway. So not exactly my finest hour, but I usually go for the same combos over and over again with Lazav, so I'm actually quite happy that I managed to think on my feet there. Hopefully you all enjoyed it as well. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.